Hi everyone, I'm Ben and
I'm Darren Sandham.
and welcome to day 4 of Saw Week, at day 4 already. Now today we are deciding to discuss our top 10 traps, and at first we were going to each do our top 5, but we realised that some we strongly agreed on and so were the same, and others we disagreed on. So we've met in the middle and agreed on our own top 10. So let's start the countdown.
10, it is the sofa opening the mausoleum trap. So we decided to choose this one because it's quite simple. It's probably the best thing out of so far, let's be honest.
Agreed, it is a pretty cool trap, and it introduces us to art blank
Yes,
for the first time. And it was quite horrific as well. This is the one trap I'd heard the most about when Self was released. Like, oh my god, someone's going to have the eyes sewn shut and the mouth sewn shut. And
it was quite ingenious though, wasn't it?
It was. My only criticism of it is that we didn't have a tape on that trap, but who knows, that might be for a reason. So,
yeah, definitely.
but yeah, it's probably one of the most iconic things out of Saw 4, because there isn't a lot of iconic things in Saw 4. So, yes, that's our number 10 position. At 9, it's the Pound of Flesh trap, aka the Saw 6 opening. Now, this is on the list not just because of my fandom of Tanija Howard, but because seeing this in the cinema, this is probably one of the only traps that's ever actually made me not look away, but just be like, oh god. And it had a little element of comedy as well when Tanija's looking for a belly and she doesn't have one, but it was just horrific seeing a large fat man carve into his belly.
Carve his stomach apart, try to lose the weight. And if he had some time, I think he could make it.
And Tanija chopping her arm off too. Now, I'm going to have to watch this scene back because someone said to me, why don't they just put the shoes down the chute? So I'm going to have to watch this scene again to see if they are wearing shoes. But that's our number 9, the Saw 6 opening.
Number 8, Water Cube. The reason we chose this one is because it's probably one of the most iconic moments out of Saw 5. It was featured on the movie poster and the teaser trailer. And it was Strom's first test, and I really enjoy it because we both enjoy it really, because
really good.
The fact is it can be debated whether it was unescapable or not, because he had everything taken out of his pocket except for a pen.
Now, was the pen there because he could escape, or was it because whoever left it there just thought, can't do anything
with it? Mobile phone you can.
I think this is one of the few traps where the actor could have actually died filming the trap scene, because he was actually in a box with water. But yeah, it was a really iconic trap from 5, and hence why it made our list. At number 7, it's the Pendulum trap. Now, the Pendulum trap is the opening of Saw 5, where we see Seth Baxter screaming it was an accident before getting cut in half by a big huge pendulum, and this has resonance later on because we learn it ties into Hoffman's story. And I remember this trap getting shown online before, and I just thought, oh my god, this is going to be horrific at the cinema. And just seeing it cut through him and he's still alive and all these blood and guts are pouring through him, I just think it's an amazing trap. I'd like to know how Hoffman has the engineering expertise to rig this trap up before having ever met Jigsaw.
We've talked about this. Hoffman's awesome. We've talked about this.
But for me, that was truly the most iconic trap of Saw 5, bar its ending, which unfortunately didn't make this list.
At number 6, it's acid needles. We decided to choose acid needles for one reason only. It's so horrific.
Oh, it's how no one expected it.
Exactly. I mean, me and Ben, we really liked the character of William, and
we didn't think he deserved to die.
No. It was his job. We're not going to get into this because then we have to argue about so far. That's his job, all that. Blah, blah, yeah. So yeah, it was just doing his job kind of thing, and it was kind of an unfortunate ending for him. I thought. I thought he had a real journey through the film, and he just got needles filled with acid shoved up his backside, and he's
it's horrifying to see him melt to death. And when Tara chose the live not to kill him, I was like, oh thank God. And then Brent just is like, die. I was just like, oh man.
God. I hope he's not. Is he in Saw 3D?
I think Tara is. I don't think Brent is.
Oh thank God. I hope he killed his character off. Maybe he hung himself.
But yeah, to me it was just horrifying. It was one of the most elaborate and painful deaths ever, really hard to watch, but a great trap, hence why it made our list.
Yeah.
At number 5, it's the death mask. Now this is the opening scene of Saw 2 and probably one of my favourite traps of the entire series. I just think it's horrifying. I remember watching Saw 2 for the first time and just be like, oh my god, you know. He has this huge device that can clamp onto him and impale him with spikes, and the fact that he's got to cut his eye out to get a key. I personally could never cut my eye out. This is probably one of the traps in the film that I just know I could not do.
Yeah, because you look through a Saw film, going, if I was in that position, I'd do this. If I was in that position, I'd do that.
But it really was horrifying, and it's just such an iconic trap. It's like a Venus flytrap, and it was just amazing. And it gives us our first hint post Saw 1 about Dr. Gordon, you know, with a hooded figure limping, putting the key in. And to me, it was just a really great death scene as well. Just seeing it clamp shut and him die, it was just filmed beautifully. And it was a great welcome to Darren Lynn Bousman as a director in the franchise, and just a truly iconic trap, and probably my favourite trap from Saw 2.
Which is the best film.
Agreed.
Number 4, the bathroom trap. Yeah, so we chose this one as a generalisation of Gordon, Adam from Saw 1, and then you got Eric Matthews from Saw 3, the opener. The reason we chose this is because, let's be honest, it is iconic, the fact that a man's got, you know, being chained around the foot, so he had to cut his own foot off with a saw. But I think Donnie Wahlberg improved it with Eric Matthews when instead of just chopping off, he just broke his foot. And let's be honest, you know, you can go to hospital, get it fixed, everyone's fine, you know, yeah, live on with your life.
Exactly, the opening of Saw 3 was just so iconic. No one expected to see Donnie Wahlberg back, let alone smashing his foot off and getting out of the bathroom. It was amazing. And in reference to Saw 1 as well, it obviously started it all. You know, we had these two men, Dr. Gordon and Adam. We had Jigsaw laying in the middle of the floor, which no one knew until the end. And obviously it's just the start of it all, so we had to include it on the list.
We had to.
At number 3, it's The Rack. Also known as the crucifix trap. This is Timothy Young's test. Probably the most grisly death ever. Probably tied with Williams now, actually. But
what about Strowman and Saw 5?
True, but I think this is the most painful, slow death ever. Obviously, we have Timothy getting twisted. You know, his arms and his neck and his legs all getting twisted by this machine. It's probably the most iconic of the Saw traps. Everyone thinks, oh god, that is so painful. And you know, where Jeff does try and save him but can't do anything. It results in the death of the judge.
It was a bit stupid. It's like, oh, I've got the key.
But where was the lock on the crucifix? That's what I want to know. Or was that what made it inescapable? It was.
Was that the one that Hoffman was messing around with?
In Saw 6, yes, it was.
Mm.
And again, it was showed up in Saw 6. That's how popular it was. I loved seeing that scene. And on the whole, it was just an amazing trap. It was so gory, so painful, and yeah, definitely one of my favourite traps ever.
At number 2, it's the reverse bear trap. Come on,
it had to be here.
Top 10 Saw traps. You had to have this one on. It was good in the first one. It was iconic. You know, I believe the short film they did before Saw 1 that was featured on Adam.
Yeah,
and. In the second, the first one, get a bit stuff here, brought Shawnee Smith in to do it. But what makes it iconic, in my personal opinion, what makes it iconic, I don't know if everyone would agree with this, because his team of Mando as always, Hoffman get plonked on his head in the 6th one.
And surviving! It is iconic, I'll hand it to you. I mean, it's the most iconic of the traps in Saw 1, but Hoffman owns it in 6.
He does.
At number 1, it's the angel trap. Now, people probably expected the reverse bear trap to be at number 1, but I wanted to have the angel trap personally at number 1 because it's my favourite trap of the entire series because it's horrific. It kills Kerry off very early into the movie, which I don't think anyone expected. When I first saw 3, I thought Kerry would be the main character in it, and not Jeff or Lynn. And to me, it's just horrifying. Not only does she have this device clamped into a rib cage, she has to put a hand in acid, and it's so horrible. And I just love the symbolism of it. I mean, the crucifix has religious imagery, obviously, because it's a crucifix, and then the angel trap becoming like an angel when it rips a rib cage out and her guts. It's horrifying, and I just think it really is a really iconic trap. It's my favourite Saw trap ever, and it's disgusting. You know, we have acid, we have people's rib cages being ripped out. We have Amanda shown, you know, okay, was that you before the death committee who did Amanda, and it just shows kind of how much of a psychopath Amanda is if she really was the one who made this trap.
Well, she is watching it.
Exactly, yeah. But anyway, yeah, it just is an amazing trap, and I just love how elaborate it is. Actually seeing someone get ripped from the inside out, it was horrific. I don't know your thoughts on this trap, but...
No, it was alright. Ben has a lot of pull because he's his videos, and that's why it's #1.
If Darren had his way, the reverse bear trap would have been #1, and I have a feeling that a lot of you may agree too. Let us know in the comments what your favourite traps are. What do you think should have been #1? Did the angel trap deserve to be there? Should it have been the reverse bear trap? Should it have been something else on our list, or are there anything that wasn't included on our list that you thought should have been there? Just want to mention we didn't put Danny Wahlberg's death on the list, as we both hated the fact that he was brought back just to be killed off. Join us tomorrow when we'll be discussing
which is the best Saw film and which one's the worst.
I was going to reveal what we think then, but we'll leave it till tomorrow.
Yes. I think it's quite obvious if you look back at these videos which one we hate and which one we really like. But we'll go on about it next week.
So join us tomorrow, day 5 of Saw Week. And until next time, it's bye-bye from me.
Bye from me.